we've decided that we're jumping in the New York Pro, guys. So that is going to be the first show of the season.
What's up, guys, and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So guys, channel membership is now live. Link is in the description and the first comment. Do check it out. That would really help support the channel. So let's start this video with a great news coming from Regan Grimes. So he has now announced and officially confirmed that he's in for this upcoming New York Pro. And that is gonna be his first show of the year. And the first show after almost 18 months. And this prospect that Regan might not do the New York Pro, that actually came about when he made that previous video where he was kind of reluctant, or he was kind of unsure whether he's gonna be ready before this upcoming New York Pro or not. And that was a legit reason for him and him jumping into the New York Pro, knowing that it is a high probability that all the top guys from this year's Pittsburgh Pro, they are all gonna jump into the New York Pro as well. That kind of shows us that he's not afraid of anyone, and the man is very confident this time around. So Regan is very happy with the progress that he has been able to make in the past 1.5 years. And the man is extremely confident that he's about to bring his all-time best at this upcoming New York Pro in about 8 days' time. And not only his best in terms of conditioning, but in terms of size as well.
That is going to be the first show of the season. I'm excited. I feel like I'm at my all-time best.
He's very confident that this is going to be the biggest ever Regan Grimes. And this pretty much shows in the progress updates and the training videos that Regan has been posting recently. He has those sunken-in cheeks, which we have never seen on Regan ever before. That really scary death face. And also, if you look at the detailed breakdown of his meals from his same YouTube video, the man is suffering pretty damn hard to bring the condition to be absolutely ripped. So Regan won't be a top contender to win the New York Pro this year, especially if all these other guys like Martin, Nick, Crizo, William Bonac, they all go for the New York Pro as well. But there is a lot that can happen, and a lot can be achieved with a full off-season, the way Regan did in the past 1.5 years. And we have heard this so many times from so many legends of the game that Regan's potential, that is sky high. He can be Miss Olympia. This guy has an ideal structure, super wide delts, with a very small waistline. So assuming the improvements that he made, some of them were in his quads, then that is only gonna accentuate his X-frame, and his V-taper is going to look even more pronounced. Now, on a lighter note, Regan's wish of competing against Nick Walker and beating him, that is about to come true, at least one of them. Nevertheless, as fans, we massively appreciate Regan's announcement. This is gonna make this upcoming New York Pro a lot more exciting. Next up, we have the physique update from Sergio Oliva Jr. So there was no health phase or the recovery phase or the detox phase for Sergio. After this year's FIBA Germany, the man went right back to the drawing board, trying to fix his back, as that is the area where he looked the most vulnerable, and that too by quite some margin, standing next to guys like Andrew Jatt and also Sazan Hirati, and also getting back the fullness in his chest, because that was also one of the major reasons he was losing those front shots. Now for many, Sergio making this comeback after almost 2 years and not winning the show was quite a loss. But for him, suffering from all those injuries that he was facing for the past couple of years, and then coming back and presenting a much improved package compared to how he looked at Cali Pro back in 2023. That was a big win for Sergio, and I kind of agree. His midsection looked a lot better. His legs overall looked so awesome, better than ever before, which also meant that the man is capable of making some improvements, even in his 40s, which is something very unique. And he was presenting himself with very good confidence, and this was arguably one of the most shredded versions from Sergio Oliva Jr. ever. So Sergio is definitely trying to do a show in the upcoming months, because the goal remains the same, getting to that Miss Olympia stage and getting his second pro win. Now it was a good call by him and Stefan, his coach, about skipping these shows like the Pittsburgh Pro and the New York Pro and Cali Pro as well, because he simply would not have made it even in that first call out, let alone win any of these shows. And the goal right now, that is to get another pro win and step back on the biggest bodybuilding stage. Now Sergio himself, he was 100% satisfied with his first off-season and prep with Stefan. And if you look at the picture that he posted, especially the back leg spread, there is a huge imbalance between one side and the other. So that is going to take some time to fix. And I believe that is the side they got that shoulder injury. and hence the atrophy. Next up, we have an update from Jatt, the Mona Lisa of bodybuilding. So the title of his recent YouTube video, that kind of suggests that the man is very serious about doing another show before the Olympia this year. And he said that he's trying to recover after a long dieting and prepping phase. And he's still looking pretty damn good and very insane at the moment. So there is a reason why Jatt is among the fan favorite physique in the current era. I mean, the man has got the height, the width, the aesthetics. They are so untouchable on this guy. And that is why so many fans, they were kind of mad at the judges for placing Andrew third at this past Arnold, Ohio. Because some people out there, they had him beating Samson Dauda. But in the eyes of the judges, Andrew still isn't even close to beating either Samson or Derek. And that is why if Andrew is seriously considering doing a show before the Olympia this year again, it simply doesn't seem like a great idea. The fact is he needs another big off-season to make all the necessary improvements that the fans and the judges want to see on him, which are necessary to fill those gaps in his physique. The fact is he needs more hamstrings from the side and from the back. He needs more detail in the back overall. He needs to have more shredded glutes. And he needs to figure out the right formula to be big enough as he was at this past FIBA Germany, but at the same time be as shredded as he was at the Arnold, Ohio previously. Another thing that I have noticed is that Andrew isn't one of those guys who gets better the longer he diets and the longer he competes. In fact, every Miss Olympia that Andrew has done so far, that is gonna tell you the same story. The man always looks so much better in the earlier shows like the Arnold and the Texas Pro, and he kind of fades by the time Olympia comes. So Andrew is in his 40s now, and this is the time for him to finally peak and chase that Olympia title. Because the man has got all the tools to exactly do that. The fan favorite from Brazil, Ramondino, is looking so impressive just 2 days away from stepping on the Pittsburgh Pro stage for that guest posing appearance. So this will be the second year for Ramondino in a row where he will be gracing that same stage. But there is a bigger news on the horizon in regards to Ramondino. For the very first time, Ramon talked about the possibility of him switching over to the men's open bodybuilding in the future. And that is something which the fans have been talking about for so many years, based on Ramon's difficulty of making that weight cutoff every single time. But as of right now, he is fully focused to bring his all-time best to Classic Physique Olympia stage this year and fight for that Miss Olympia title. And realistically speaking, the man is gonna be in there. As a 2 times runner-up at the Olympia, you can never count him out. As far as him going to the men's open bodybuilding and his future is concerned, that's still gonna be a big challenge for him. We have to keep in mind, he isn't Chris Bumstead. He doesn't have the structure of C-Bum. And he will need, at the very least 2 years, in order to be big enough to hang with the big boys. Now, I'm not saying this to disrespect anyone, but most of these guys in Classic Physique, they are stuck somewhere between Classic and Open. Some are too big, and some are too small. The perfect example of someone in the men's Open who has been struggling for years and years, that is Patrick Moore. Too big for Classic, and even after competing as a pro for so many years, in the men's Open the man is still very small, and he has been getting that same feedback from the judges. Now that being said, it's gonna be very exciting to see Ramondino in the Open class, but this is gonna be the biggest challenge of his entire career. Now as far as the guest posing goes, Ramon is gonna be in a great condition, and he's gonna be a lot fuller. Next up, we have an update from Nathan Asha, as this marks 6 weeks out of this year's Dubai Pro, a show that Nathan has been aiming for since last year. And the prize money there simply says it all, as Dubai Pro is the 3rd biggest show of the year, especially in terms of the prize money. Even the guy who finishes 2nd in that show, in the men's Open, he gets 50k in the prize money, which is still 20k more than what the winner of this year's New York Pro is gonna get. So from the business standpoint, it's one of the best shows of the year. And the right call by Nathan Asha, a guy who has the most number of IFBB Pro wins. So the low carbs approach that has been implemented, and you simply cannot go by Nathan's previous update to see whether he's gonna be in shape or not. 6 weeks is plenty of time for someone like Nathan to get everything together, to be absolutely 100% ripped and straight to the bone because Nathan is one of those guys who changes very fast, especially when he drops the hammer. So the question right now is that, can he beat a superior version of Behrooz Tabani? Well, I'm gonna say that is very unlikely, as this hasn't happened till now. But Dubai Pro is gonna be one of those multiple shows that Nathan is planning to do this year. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.